Hare Krishna. Birth, death, disease, old age, miseries of the mind and body, miseries coming from other living beings, and miseries coming from higher powers. If anybody thinks this material world is a nice place, he should know he's a crazy person. Why? Because no one can be happy here. No one stay here. There's a sign on the door of the material world. Anyone who enters here doesn't come out alive. That is the characteristic of this world. It is filled of miseries. Prabhupada says that in Bhagavad Gita as it is, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, Bhagavad Gita 8.15. We haven't got it. So he says again, Anityam Asukham. The material world is temporary and miserable. We cannot fulfill our desires. We are always overwhelmed by the material energy and the things around us. Ultimately, whatever we achieve, we lose. Nice place, and still we call it a nice place. The material energy, the fact is that material energy will not leave you alone. It is constantly scorching the living entity with various types of suffering. Blazing fire is something that is very dangerous. Mahadavagni. Prabhupada compares it to a forest fire. When you have a forest fire, how do you put it out? You cannot call the fire brigades, the trucks, all the firefighters. They come to blow out the fire if there is any fire in the apartments or the bungalows or in the houses here. But here in America, especially on the West Coast, we see in the California region so much fire going on all the time. It burns all the life, the ecology in the forest area, the ponds. The ponds also don't help anyway. Those people residing in the countryside on the outskirts to find some peace and solace because there it is very quiet place. What happened to them? Their houses are burnt. They are burnt alive in the houses in deep sleep. So this fire, wildfire, these forest fires are quite frequent in the west coast and they'll blaze for months together. What is all this global warming? They unable to one. They are unable one. They unable one to put it out. The fire will destroy hundreds and hundreds of miles of forest. They people try. What is the government doing? The government sends out trucks of water supplies, but that little water, how much can it extinguish the fire? We need a torrential downpour of rain, and then the fire can be extinguished. But why is the rain not um, showering there over that area? So, who will cause the downpour of rain? Because people are averse to anything spiritual, service of Krishna. They are not. They are not pleasing the Lord. They don't care for the Lord, and it starts with the food habits. The so much natural things are available, grains, milk, food grains, milk, naturally available products, but still what they do, they kill animals for the sake of their tongue. They want the flesh of the animal, roast it and then eat it. So now what is happening is the forest fire is roasting them out. Krishna's holy names must be chanted is the only effective way for putting out the fire of material existence. Prabhupada says if you're chanting Hare Krishna, if you're engaged in devotional service, you are free from the miseries of this material world. We may get a little token suffering here and there just to remind us not to look back. But ultimately, when a devotee is chanting Hare Krishna and is fixed in that chanting, the material energy cannot touch him. Krishna's name gives complete protection and complete freedom from any influence of material energy. That is the power of Krishna's holy name, and that is Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. When it is said Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, the chanting of the holy name, It extinguishes the material forest fire. So that was about the global warming. Hare Krishna.